Basil,
Okay.
where's the birdie? Go see the birdie. Go get the bird. Go get your toy bird. Is it a toy? No, it's not.
There's a fucking eagle in the living room.
Basil, do you have a toy bird? No?
He actually shook no.
Yeah. What do you have to poo poo? You gotta go poo poo? No? Do you have a sniffle? Are you sick? Do you need a tissue? What? What? Do you need a tissue? Do you have the sneezes? What? What? Are you afraid of something? You are? And then what happened? Is there a bird in the house? There is? What? Did you let the bird in?
Is
No?
Timmy in the well?
Is Timmy in the well? Is Timmy stuck in the well again? Oh, that's a yes. Well, go get him. Here, go get Timmy. Go get Timmy from the well. What? You need my help?
Take your phone with you and dial in.
Did you push Timmy in the well? Did you push Timmy in the well? You did? You did? What did he do? Oh, you want to howl with me? He wants to howl with me.
Okay.
That's what he wants.
Okay.
Basil, do you want to howl with me? Okay, ready? Ready? Ready?
That was great.
Do you feel better now? Now that I've had outbursts and said nasty things, I'm ready.
Oh, okay. SKINCRAWLERS, Roxanne Benjamin, director.
Okay.
Dude, if this CREEPSHOW season was a movie, that's one of the segments I would definitely include in the movie.
Yeah.
You want to talk about it?
Super well done.
Yeah, you want to talk about the story?
Reminiscent of Slither,
Slugs, Night of the Creeps.
Night of the Creeps. I love that movie.
It's with these guys going to meet with a snake oil salesman who's kind of promising massive weight loss very quickly with no dieting.
Yes. Okay. So, they receive these invitations basically, and that they have to show up at this place where this really the Belfour kind of looking guy is going to transform them, and they show like a lady or a guy or something, and 3 days later, and they're like, what? So anyway, so they go.
Why were they like, what?
Because the lady was thinner, or the guy was thinner, much thinner.
Yes.
Thinner. And so they show up. They hear his little spiel, which is like a live
an Amway presentation.
Yeah, it's like a live infomercial for Amway or Melaleuca or something crazy like that. So most of them take him up on it. In fact, all of them except for him. The lady next to him, he offers donuts and everything else, and so he takes a donut. He's the only one who takes a donut. Everybody else is too self-conscious about it, and they all like, take my money, please.
Yeah. Now they do. He does show them his method before getting them to give them money.
These horrid-looking eels, which when they walk up to the glass to take a closer look, go wham right on their face.
Do a kind of a Cthulhu.
Right on their face.
Yeah, kind of a Cthulhu.
Yeah.
to him.
And he says that they were found in
A waterway,
a pool. No, it was like a
drainage ditch,
drainage pool for
Yeah.
some chemical factory or something.
like something you'd find on Class of Nukem High.
Yeah.
You wouldn't put in your body.
Or in the river in Springfield, Illinois.
Yes, South Park.
And anyway, so and it even shows like the little cartoon of it attaching to the fat person and then just swelling up and then
And
the person
absorbing,
shrinking.
and it only eats the fat.
Right. And you know, I don't know how he thought that that one thing like that would
Not have side effects.
like not that it wouldn't have side effects, because you have to suspend disbelief there.
Well, he had FDA approval.
Yeah. Well, okay.
It's
so,
easier to get these days, though, with who's in charge.
Well, he also probably like bribed them by thinning them. But that one application of this would have lasting effects throughout your life.
Right.
He claimed that he didn't know that they were going to leave things behind. Well, anyway, so
the thing is that I believe that the parasite remains in your body for the rest of your life.
No.
The theory was.
No, they show it, and then it swells up, and then it goes away.
Oh, but
Yeah.
they thought it did.
Mm-hmm. And so you know, the show progresses, and then he starts seeing other.
Well, the great thing
people.
is that so they convinced him to do it eventually.
Wait.
Okay.
I'm getting there.
I thought you were getting ahead of yourself. So.
No.
Okay.
So he continues on his life, and he's at a food truck and he's eating, and then he sees this really beautiful girl sit down next to him, and it was the big girl sitting next to him at the presentation. And that kind of convinces him that he should give it a try, because, and I think she was probably sent there. Because she sits down, she's like, "Hey, I was actually hired by him to be a spokesperson, and we're shooting an episode on Good Morning America or whatever." And
morning, it wasn't called Good Morning America.
It was Morning in America, Good Morning America,
Good
whatever.
Morning Nation or something.
Whatever. It was the non-copyrighted version of Good Morning America. Mm-hmm. Anyway. So he's like, okay. So they go on and they talk about it, and they get him prepped, and he's going to
be doing a live
suck out
session. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, okay, so here is where the special effects become puppets instead of CGI,
and I like that.
Yeah, I like it too. But the creature didn't look anything like what it did in the pool.
What's cool is so they keep cutting away to this guy talking about the eclipse that's coming up at noon. This total eclipse, and
then animals acting weird.
Yeah, and his broadcasts get progressively weirder as the eclipse comes.
Yeah, and then when the eclipse is at its apex, he basically explodes.
Which does not bode well for everyone else in the room who's already had the.
Yeah, well, and everybody's gurgling and everything else, and then it starts, and then it just kind of just goes nuts. Like when you're in third grade and one kid throws up, everybody sees it and everybody throws up. Regardless of whether you ate the popcorn provided by the creepy kid's mother during the showing of E.T., it doesn't matter. Even if you didn't eat the popcorn, you're still throwing up.
So this is a remarkably specific analogy. Is there anything you want to tell us about third grade screening?
That whole third grade thing was true.
But you weren't watching E.T.
Yeah.
Oh.
Maybe. No, I don't remember.
I don't think so.
No, it wasn't E.T. It was probably like Return to Witch Mountain or something like that.
Okay.
Anyway, If you want to hear the real story, actually comment on this video, and maybe I'll tell you.
Yeah, maybe we'll do an entirely different video about that entire story
with reenactments.
Yeah,
I can do that.
He can vomit on command.
Yeah, I don't anymore, but
he can.
It's a craft.
You might be able to do it if somebody were to comment.
It's painful, and my eyes feel like they're gonna pop out.
But if somebody commented, would you be willing?
I don't know. They can turn in points for it. Anybody who has 1 million points, you can redeem them to make me throw up.
Okay. Something tells me John's going to get very stingy with the points from now on.
You get half a point for commenting. No, anyway, so everybody starts exploding and vomiting up these worms and coming out of their eyes. In fact, that's the first thing we see is one of them coming out of this woman's eye. Oh God. That probably triggered about a bazillion people out there.
I just loved loved finally I mean, there's been a few episodes that they really embraced the B-movie schlock of what CREEPSHOW the movie was, but this one really, really went for it.
Yeah. It was great. And so anyway, so he's the only one that doesn't explode, except for wasn't he with somebody else too? I forget. Anyway, so he's trying to escape this place, and then the I keep wanting to say Justin Belfort.
the snake oil salesman.
Yeah. He ends up having like this tyrannical version of the thing inside of him.
Mm-hmm.
And
he's been feeding it probably the longest.
Yeah. And yeah, he was probably swimming in that little reservoir, and it kind of just did it.
What he wasn't aware of that's revealed is that they only feed off of you and suck the fat out, but that's also their reproductive cycle.
Yeah,
they inject a bunch of eggs into you, and
yeah, he says I didn't know they were going to leave anything behind.
Yeah,
and so then he explodes and this monster comes out, and the dude has to kill the monster, which he does. Fade to black.
Well, he eats a candy bar right amidst the
amidst
the blood
the
and guts.
gore. He picks up a candy bar that has nasties on it, and he eats it.
It has a good body positivity message by the end.
It does.
It's the guy that.
You hear that?
No. Your stomach gurgling?
No. Aww.
So segment 1 is press play for me, definitely.
Yeah, definitely press play.
And then so we have the final story of the season, directed by Tom Savini.
Yep.
By the Silver Water of Lake Champlain. And this is a sort of a update of the
Loch Ness
Monster mythos.
Well, no, there is a Champy of Lake Champlain.
I think I've heard that.
That's for real.
Do you know more of that? You have
well, I know that there actually is a legend of Champy from Lake Champlain.
Oh, so
you can go there and buy T-shirts and all that kind of stuff.
Oh,
yeah.
And it's related
like
to Nessie, right?
Yeah, it's like the U.S. version of Nessie.
Oh,
I think it's in the U.S. Maybe it's in Canada.
I think we need a mascot for our channel who's a
Oh my God! Your computer just came alive and chose our mascot.
We start out and the great thing about the beginning is that you can hear over the radio the sound of Adrienne Barbeau's voice as she talks about an upcoming celebration and how that we shouldn't let a little fog get in the way of our celebration. I like that little in-joke about the fog.
Oh, finally. Okay, sorry. I couldn't get it to stop. I couldn't get it to stay in. I had to work with it a little bit.
So she talks about there was a new little in joke at the beginning, and then a guy comes. So the doorbell rings, and there's a teenager at the door to see the young daughter, and the father doesn't like that too much, so he goes to the front door and kind of threatens the kid.
Yeah, he like literally threatens the kid.
Yeah, he with a knife.
With a knife. With the kid's own knife.
Yes. And then he's told to stay away from the daughter. The daughter's sort of obsessed with something that her father was obsessed with, Champy, the American Loch Ness monster. He did a lot of research and apparently saw it at some point.
Yeah.
And no one believed him, but she did, and
yeah.
she's been keeping the home fires burning on that for the time since he's died.
Yeah, and then this guy who you think is her father is actually her stepfather. He moved in on the mother and in her time of sorrow, and was a nice guy then, and then quickly became a dickwad.
Yeah, he became a dickwad, and then became abusive to all of them.
Yeah,
but for whatever reason, they end up down by the lake.
In a van.
Were they in a van? Down by the river. And they see something. A beached Nessie.
A beached Nessie. A beached Champy.
Yes. Well, it could have been Nessie. We don't know.
No, it's Champy. How would it get from the Loch Ness to Lake Champlain?
I don't know. Anyway,
didn't have a ticket.
There's a beach champy on the ground.
Yeah,
and they want to lay the kid, the daughter, and the boyfriend, and the younger child want to lay claim to it.
Yeah,
and credit the discovery to her father.
Yep. So, like all kids do, they
carve their initials into
the Champy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You know. Something significant happens, you look around, you find something to carve your initials into, and you do it. And this happened to be little Champy.
Yeah, Champy was dead already, so
Champy was dead. So
we didn't feel anything.
No,
we don't think.
Yeah.
And then asshole stepfather shows up.
Yep. And right away, first words out of his mouth, I'm going to be rich.
This is my meal ticket.
Yeah.
So things go south, and we don't want to talk about the spoilers of it, but has a nice ending.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The huge Champy comes out of the water, the mama Champy, and eats the guy.
Yeah. Drags baby Champy back into the water.
Yep. No evidence.
So that there's no evidence of it happening. It's all hearsay, but anyway. So did you like By the River Silver Waters of Champy?
Champy McLean? Yes.
Like it?
Yeah.
Let's find out. What was it actually called? I don't want to. By the Silver Water of Lake Champlain.
Yes, I liked it.
I enjoyed it very much. I thought
definitely press play.
Yeah, definitely cool. I wonder if Tom Savini had. I didn't look at the credits, but I wonder if Tom Savini had anything to do with the effects in that episode. They were really good.
I think when Tom Savini is directing something, he's going to have a bit of influence.
Yeah, he may not be the effects guy on the, but he'll definitely.
But
he'll definitely have thoughts on how
he would have been like, no.
One of the great things about him is not just that he does great effects, but he actually thinks like an editor. So he's thinking about what camera angle when he's not directing. He's thinking about if you put the camera here, I can make it look like this. So he automatically has an editor's and director's mindset, even as far back as his special effects days.
Yeah, yeah.
So
so thank you, Tom Savini. That was awesome.
Yeah, it was a great way to wind up the series. If I'm looking at the list of episodes here, and I'd have to say, if I were to squeeze them down into a CREEPSHOW 3 or whatever it would be, I would say the stories that I would put in there would be Bad Wolf Down, The Finger, The Man in the Suitcase, Night of the Paw, Times is Tough and Musky Holler, and Skin Crawlers. Those would be my 6 favorite. And then Lake Champy was good. It belongs up there with those. But these 6
to turn it into a
if I were to turn it into
Creepshow
a movie,
3 and 4.
Yeah, to turn it into a movie, I would say, yeah, those are the stories that really nailed it.
Yeah.
I was part of a video chat with Red Shirt Pictures, Michael Felsher, and he knows several of the people involved in this show. And he said that there was something like 2 days to film the whole thing. And that's, to me, incredible. Even the less even the episodes that didn't maybe impress us very much, it's pretty impressive when you think that they were shot as fast as they were.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Overall, I'd say press play on the whole first season.
Yeah, the whole first season gets an overall press play for me as well.
Yeah, I mean, there are ups and downs. There's a couple of that's always going to happen with anthology, though.
Yeah,
you're never going to love everything.
Right.
And
it's like when you go to 31 flavors.
Yeah.
And you make them give you a little spoon of ice cream from every bin in the entire place.
Yeah. And our viewers, some of you might love the episodes that we panned, and you might think the ones that we loved are not the best. So,
but let us know.
Yeah, let us know. Comment.
Yeah.
And then press play on the whole series. Press play on this episode.
Got it.
Can't wait for season 2.
Yep, me too.
Okay, so I'm going to